First of all, thank you for that warm welcome. I'm grateful for this opportunity and I'm blessed. What I'm going to do now is less of a talk, more of a question and reflection with some activities. So please bear with me for some minutes. Before I start with Before I start with my introduction, I would want you all to sit comfortably and please close your eyes. Now choose one point and focus on that point. Let's do this for 10 seconds. No wandering of thoughts, nothing. Focus on that point. You may open your eyes now. Now let's be honest with ourselves. How many of us were able to focus on one point without wandering here and there? Not many of us, right? Then why are we surprised when children struggle to do this for continuously 6 hours every day? Is it a lack of discipline or is it a lack of design? Current system makes children sit and study for 6 hours. But body says something else. Body says that movement promotes learning. And when biology and design don't go hand in hand, it's humans who suffer. Now, the suffering looks like anxiety, lack of attention, and loss of interest. And that is where I come into the picture. Hi, everyone. I'm Minerva Jha, and I work at the intersection of education, movement, and martial arts. I believe in one philosophy very rigidly that children need to explore and choose who they want to be. And to choose correctly, first thing they need is experience. And how do they get that experience? From movement. Now, before I deep dive into this, I want you to experience something else. Please place both your feet on the ground firmly. Don't move them. Just observe. Observe where your body weight is. Is it on the left foot or is it on the right one? Is it more on the heels or more on the toes? Is it on your back or is it somewhere else? Just observe. So I think we are done with the observation. Now, how many times in class were you told first to observe your body before they told you to think? Now, what you did was not just an exercise. It is the first practice in Kalaripayattu, which is the oldest martial art. It is called the mother of all martial arts, and it originates from India. This practice is a part of Kalaripayattu, which is called the Mi Payattu, which is learning from awareness of the body. Kalaripayattu first teaches children how to defend before striking, how to be aware before going and fighting. And slowly, children learn something very special, which is to observe. Now, that gets me to something else, which is parents' concern. As an educator, I've been posed with concern from parents all the time. They say, my child is not able to sit and study. My child is not able to focus. My child does not listen to me. He is restless. Let us pause for a while. Is it really the child's mistake? How many of you think it is the child's mistake? None of us, right? Then where is the exact gap? Children are not meant to sit and study. They are meant to move. They have lots of energy. And movement enhances the neural pathways, which allows children to get emotional intelligence, which allows children to balance themselves. So if we create balance and if we create that atmosphere where child is aware, children will automatically start studying and become curious. Most of the children nowadays are repeating something. They actually go for patterns like marks or patterns like ranks. They focus on that. And in fact, I think all of us will agree that most of us have chosen our education stream not because we wanted to, but because either our parents told us to do so or either our friends were doing so, right? How many of you did that? Very few of us choose education because we love to learn that subject. So that brings us to a question. Do we want children who are following us, who are obedient towards us, or do we want children who explore themselves, find their identity, find their subject? Because when they don't do that and they follow what others do, then what happens? Something quietly breaks within them. And that is why many children don't feel at the place in class. And many adults as well don't feel like they belong to the work that they do. And that brings me to my childhood. As a child, I was very curious to do things. So if there was song, I would sing. If there was dance, I wanted to dance. If there was a mountain, I wanted to climb on that mountain. If there were colors, I wanted to paint. And if there was anything else, I wanted to do it. Many people told me, focus on one thing, Minerva. You can't do everything at once. You lose focus from your studies. But to me, it was completely different. To me, everything was connected. When I did one thing, it enhanced my ability to do the other thing. And that proved in my academics. I was the youngest to complete my 10th at 13 with a 10 CGPA, and the youngest to graduate at 18 with a 9.5 CGPA. Now, that is not because I narrowed myself into one thing. That is because I expanded my horizons and I connected every dot in order to achieve that success. So, that taught me one very important lesson, that children do not get distracted when they explore. Instead, exploration removes the fear from them. And when fear is removed, the clarity increases. Apart from that, I also started martial arts at the age of 6. And martial arts taught me many things like discipline, um, many other things, being rigid, being always ready for the uncertainty of life. But what it taught me was adaptability. And I'll tell you how it taught me to be adaptable. So I got injured and I couldn't walk. Doctors told me, rest, Minerva, you can't do this. Many people told me, you are a girl. If you get injured like this, who will marry you? Go study, don't do martial arts. But martial arts had already taught me something very much important than these people's words. It was listening to my inner self. I listened to myself and I understood what my body wanted. And I changed the way I practiced. I changed. I practiced through breath work, I practiced through movements, and I practiced through other things. And that thing made a significant change. When I came back into arena, I was not weak. Instead, I became stronger. And this adaptability took me to international competitions and winning there in Taekwondo. So what it teaches us is to be adaptable as well. Now, before I go to my favorite part, I want you to do another activity. Could you please look at the person who is sitting beside you? Don't talk to them, just look at them and observe them. No judgments. Just look at them. Look at their posture, look how they are sitting. Are they are they calm? Are they composed? Or what is their energy? Now, when was the last time you observed people? Or do we observe people generally? But I think observation is one of the biggest cause of innovation. And I'll tell you how. It brings me to the favorite hero from my history, from our history, I mean, which is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. We all know Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj as a great warrior. But what astonished me completely was his design thinking skills. Back then, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's army was designed to fight in mountains and forests. But the weapons were imported. And imported weapons were very heavy. They were around 50 to 60 kgs. So carrying them through the mountains was very hard. So he didn't change people for to adapt the system. He changed the system itself. And that is how Dant Patta was innovated. Dant Patta is a long sword which you can hold, and the sword has two sides with sharp edges, and it can move flexibly, and it is a very lightweight sword. And the rest is history. Marathas won many wars using Dant Patta. So Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj changed system to adapt to humans, but now we are changing humans, that is children, to adapt to system. So the question is, are we actually promoting interpersonal growth for children, or are we just increasing the stock market value of furnitures? So I would like to end with a strong saying that learning only happens when there is movement, because learning is not just meant to be in the head. It is meant to flow through all of your nervous system, through inquiry, through curiosity, and through experiences. I would like you all to make a small step. I don't need a big promise when you go back, but I want you to take that small step. Just think of yourself when you were children, for the elder ones, and for children, what is the most important thing that you feel right now? What is the thing that you love to do every day? And for the elder ones, what was the thing as a child that you love to do every day, which later on the world told you that it's not important? May it be singing, may it be dancing, may it be jumping around, or may it be asking too many questions. So anything, please take one small step towards that self, because that self has not become quiet. It has just gone lost somewhere in this race. So take that one small step, shoot a video, tag me, tell me that Minerva, this is my one small step, and let's get a change. Because if we change, we will not only change how children learn, but we will change how humans evolve. Thank you so much.